Rachel.
And I'm Allie.
And today we are going to demo how to make homemade ice cream.
We're going to make cannoli ice cream with chocolate, which is absolutely delicious.
So good. And so first what we're going to do is we're going to wash our hands and put our hair back so we don't get any hair in our ice cream. And we don't want to get our icky germs in the ice cream either, so we're going to be all sanitary. Okay, so let's wash our hands. Oh, thank you.
Yep.
And we're washing with hot water because hot water kills bacteria faster with the soap. Okay. And we're going to use paper towel to dry. Drying the hands. Okay. And so we're ready to begin. First, for our ice cream, we have to crack 2 eggs in a bowl.
Which I will be doing.
And combine that with 3/4 cups of sugar. So Allie will take care of that. And then after she cracks everything in the bowl and puts the sugar in, she's going to whisk it together until it is a pale yellow and pasty.
I think that should be good.
Okay, so one of the things we did not learn in class is how to use a double boiler. It's basically easier to heat milk or any like milky substance like cream or whatever, and it prevents it from burning or scalding. And instead of keeping it on low heat and constantly stirring it like we did in class, you can turn the heat up because it's indirect heat on the milk, and you can have it on high heat, and you don't have to stir it constantly unless you have eggs because you don't want to scramble them. Okay, so first what I did is I got a big saucepan and I filled it with water. I don't know if you can see that. And so you fill it about just enough to cover it, and enough because it's going to be, the water is going to be boiling. And so there's about a quarter, like 3/4 of an inch in there. And then you get a heavy bowl, and you're going to set that on top of your pot of water. And you're going to turn your stove on. We're going to use a bigger burner. No, we won't. On high, and so the water will start boiling. Okay, so now since our double boiler is hot, we're going to add the milk, like this. And we're going to wait for the milk to warm up, and we're going to let it simmer so the batter itself will start to get a little thicker. And so now we wait.
Come to a simmer, and we need to pour gradually into the sugar and egg mixture. So we're going to put it in an oven mitt because the bowl is really hot. So we're just going to put it in increments and whisk it in. So a little now.
Say we're tempering.
And this is the tempering method, as we're pouring gradually, but we don't want to scramble the eggs because the milk is really hot. So it's all incorporated. You're going to pour it back into the pan, into the double boiler, and you're going to let it simmer over low heat, constantly stirring it. So we don't want it to clump. Let's take this oven mitt off.
The batter has been on the stove for a couple minutes now, and as you can see, it's kind of like our pudding that we made because it's kind of the same concept like a custard. It is a custard because there's eggs in it. So as you can see, it's thick, and you know it's thick when you run your finger across the back of the spoon and the batter doesn't come back together. It leaves kind of a line, which it did. So now we're ready to add the ricotta cheese. So we have a whisk, a spoon, the ricotta cheese, and the batter, and our oven mitts in case we need to touch the bowl because it's still really hot. Okay, so we're going to take the ricotta cheese and put small amounts in at a time and gradually incorporate it. Oven mitt. And we're going to just mix it, whisk it in. delicious. Okay, almost done. I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, ricotta cheese, but ricotta is a sweet cheese that is often used in desserts. Okay, this is getting thicker now that the cheese is in here, which is good. And here's the last bit of cheese we're going to add. We'll whisk it up, and then Allie is going to strain it because ricotta cheese is a little grainy, and so we don't want our ice really grainy. So we're going to show you how to strain it once, but really, if you want it super smooth, you are going to want to strain it more than one time.
So this is our strainer, and we are going to put it in a larger bowl. And because the bowl that our batter's in is kind of hot, we're going to just ladle the batter has gotten extremely thick now into the strainer. And it's going to make a really smooth batter from this. And you just want to push it down a little to get the all the pretty much like liquid out of it into the bowl. And what the strainer will do is it will leave the really coarse grains behind. If there's any lumps, it'll leave it behind just so we have like a really smooth, creamy texture for the ice cream.
So, we strained the mixture a couple more times because we want it to be really smooth and delicious for you guys. And so it's been cooling for a few minutes now, and I think we're ready for the next step.
We are going to add a teaspoon of vanilla into the mixture, and Rachel will whisk it in. And then we're also going to add a cup of heavy cream, which is what is in all ice creams, and it gives it really
delicious,
thick, creamy texture, and it's really sweet, and it makes it taste amazing.
So now the next step, which takes a while, is putting this batter in the fridge so it cools and is ready for the ice cream mixer, because the warmer the batter is, the longer it takes in the ice cream mixer. We actually made a batter the other day, right?
Yeah, so we're going to take out that batter and show you what a chilled batter looks like, and then stick this one in there to chill it.
Step is to add whatever you want. But because this is a cannoli ice cream, we thought we'd stick with the traditional cannoli. And actually, we're deviating from the recipe and adding chocolate chips. Well, we chopped them up, so we have a cup, or a half cup, and we crumbled some cannoli shells, and we're going to mix it in. For the actual recipe, if you don't want chocolate cannolis, is to have a half teaspoon of anise seeds, which are like stars. They're really cool, and they kind of have a licoricey taste. And a teaspoon of fresh grated lemon zest. But we thought you guys would enjoy the chocolate cannolis more, so we left that stuff out, and we're adding this.
So we're going to add this in, and you want to make sure you add it into the chilled batter. You want to give it some time to set in the fridge.
Because if you put the chocolate in when the batter's warm, it's going to get all melty and
just will not be very good.
Right, so we're going to add a portion of this.
Crushed up cannoli shells, and cannoli shells are a sweet pastry dough that has been fried, and traditionally cannolis are the deep fried dough, and they're tubes filled with like a sweet cream, thick batter that is a mixture of ricotta and whatever you want, pistachio, vanilla, chocolate, raspberry, anything you want with it.
Okay, so now our batter is almost ready to be added to the frozen ice cream mixer. It's really cold. We've been freezing this overnight, and actually this is a really cool contraption, and it's a lot easier than how we made ice cream, putting in a bag with the salt in it, getting really cold. You don't really have to touch this one. You just kind of let it sit and do its thing. But we're putting the mixing unit in. This will be what churns it. Okay, so that's in. And then we're going to put the lid on. And we're going to plug this in. Okay.